A brewery that we don't review much on the channel, but is a very popular brewery, is Pomona Island. And this beer from Pomona Island, out Salford, in Greater Manchester, it's a double dry hop pale called Hissing Fauna. But what's it all about? Keep on watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to Pomona Island. Where in exotic places, Pomona Island? Somewhere in the Pacific? Somewhere in the Caribbean? No, it is in Salford, which is Greater Manchester. I mean, a lot of people call Salford Manchester, but people from Salford don't like being associated with Manchester. It's a separate city and it is the home of Pomona Island. So this is the beer. This is Hissing Fauna. It's a double dry hop pale ale. And it's got Nelson Sauvin, and it's also got Sauvignon Blanc in it, which is a bit of a, I always find it's a strange sort of hop. You don't see it that much. And I'm not really quite sure what that's all about. So let's crack this beer open, get it in a glass, see whether it's any good. I mean, Pomona Island, I've had a few things from them, not for a long, long time. And they've all been good. And I certainly, when I go on certain forums and Facebook pages, there's always loads of advocates of them saying how great they are. I don't know why I don't buy them. So, beer in a glass. Obviously, this is a double dry hop pale. It's to say, it's a lovely sort of, I mean, it looks slightly greeny yellow in the light there, but to me, it's pretty much a yellow. Lots of carbonation sticking to the bottom of the glass. You can see that there. Yellow, 2 fingers of I'd almost say a quite soapy sort of head. Very much a traditional looking pale ale, but obviously it's going to be a little bit thicker. So let's see what it smells like. Yeah, I mean, no doubt about that. You can get the Nelson Sauvin straight away. That white grape, gooseberry, melon, kiwi fruits. Yeah, smells pretty good. There's not really much more else. There's a little bit of citrus, a little bit of maybe something tropical, but not very distinctive. But let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Really easy to drink. Took a big gulp of that. It's light but soft. I wouldn't say it's packed with flavour. I mean, the thing is with Nelson Sauvin, it can be quite a strong flavour, but I mean, and I can't remember really having it in many pale ales. You get it more in the IPAs. So have a go in again. There's a little bit of prickly carbonation. Then it goes into quite soft. And it's got that Nelson Sauvin almost twang a little bit. It's not got a big hitting. Sometimes it can be really, really thick and grapey and melon and gooseberry. It's very sort of light, almost a little bit watery, I think. You know, I know it's a pale ale. It's still 5.5%. And it's really easy to drink. It's got no bitterness at all. And it's soft and pleasant, but it's not enough flavour for me. And there's no sort of, you get a little bit of hint of grape and gooseberry. And then you get this sort of washes away to this sort of fairly watery sort of flavour. There's no sort of, nothing really on the back end. There's no sort of, there's a very subtleness in the background of citrus fruits, but slightly lemony. That's about it. There's no real hit of grapefruit or lime. And I'm not really picking up anything else. It's one of those sort of first quencher sort of beers. Your first beer of the night where, you know, it hardly touches the sides because you're that thirsty. Pleasant, refreshing, but doesn't have enough flavour for me. It's the amount of times that I sort of say some of the bigger hitter IPAs and double IPAs are a little bit too much flavour. They don't have that refreshment, the zestiness. This one doesn't really have huge amounts of zest, really, in it at all. It's just a very light, easy to drink beer. I mean, it's a little bit reminiscent of supermarket pale ales. Yeah. It's okay, but there's just not enough flavour in it for me. So This is Hissing Fauna. It's a double dry hop pale with Nelson Sauvin and Havant Blanc. Havant Blanc, yep. Hafetal Blanc. So it's a German hop. I think it might be, no, probably French. I don't know what it is. I'm completely guessing. Don't get it very often. I don't know what it really brings to this. It almost, to me, it's almost waters down the Nelson Sauvin a bit because it's not a big hitting Nelson Sauvin flavour. I've tasted enough though, so let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Hissing Fauna. This is Pomona Island, based up in Salford. Always nice sort of cans, always have some nice, interesting sort of names that there's some sort of story behind. I'm not sure what Hissing Fauna is all about. They use a lot of names that sort of have like from quotes from like films and stuff like that. It's 5.5% double dry hop pale. It's okay. It's just a bit okay. We'll start firstly with the aroma. Well, when I popped it open and put it to my nose, I thought, yeah, it smells nice. I can tell the Nelson Sauvin in it. It's a little bit subtle. It's a little bit, you know, it's there, but it doesn't overwhelm your senses and really sort of get those taste buds going. So it's pleasant without being a big hitter. 12, I'm giving it for aroma. Appearance. Well, it's a lovely little yellowy, cloudy yellow, hazy pale ale, really. It looks very much, it's got nice sort of lacing, a small little sliver of head. Not bad. It's pretty much a 7 out of 10, I'd say, for appearance. Flavour wise, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the flavours. It's got a Nelson Sauvin. It's got this, let me read it again. I think that's, again, I should have brought my glasses here. Hallental Blanc, which is a bit of a, I don't really know much about it. I've seen the name before, but I don't know why I'm thinking it's more in Pilsners and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know what that brings to it. You've got Nelson Sauvin, but it's a very sort of, very dialed back. It's got a little bit of prickly carbonation. Then it's sort of, but it feels quite, you know, when you first drink it, you get that carbonation, that sort of, yeah, the prickliness of them, I think. But then it's quite soft in the mouth after that. It's got the Nelson Sauvin flavours of gooseberry and grape and a bit of melon as well, but it's very, very subtle, and it sort of goes into a sort of fairly watery, slightly lemony finish. It's inoffensive is the best word to describe it, really. It's refreshing. It goes down really, really well. And it's just, you know, the word that I hate to use is nice. It is nice, but there's not enough flavour in it for me. So I'm giving it 32 for flavour. Value for money, well, this was about a £5, and I think for a pale ale with not big hitting flavours, it's not the greatest value, but I'm giving it 7 out of 10. And my overall experience, well, it's a really pleasant beer. It's so easy to drink. It's the little subtlenesses of Nelson Sauvin in there, but they're so subtle. I want a little bit more flavour, a little bit more of that grape and that gooseberry and the kiwi and the melon, and a bit more of the lime and the citrus and stuff. But you're not really getting any of that. You're not getting any grapefruit. You're not really getting much else at all. It's just a bit meh, really. You're getting that sort of bit grapey and then a bit gooseberry and then a little bit of light lemon, but it washes away so quickly that the flavour doesn't last in your mouth, really. And I know pale ales don't necessarily have as big a hit as an IPA, but it does taste a little watery to me. So I'm giving it 12 for overall experience. Tighten those scores up, it's just about hits the recommended of 70. It's a low-level white snake beer. What's it going to be? It's going to be something like slow poke music. That's what it's going to be. It's the bottom run of white snake music, and it's not a bad beer, and it's probably why I don't drink as many of them, because they're usually a little bit. They're not the cheapest beers. I mean, £5's not too bad, but for a pale, it's a little bit expensive. So, and it's just a little bit lacking for me. It just needs a little bit more for me. So 70 out of 100, not bad, but not great. But what do you think? Pomona Island, they make loads of different beers. They're big on their sours as well. What's your favourite? Which ones are out now that I should be trying? Or have you tried this? Maybe you felt it was better, but for me, it's all a bit average. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, keep on rocking.